Coming back to vectors, let us now do the same problem we have done in the previous video, but now by using vector notation. In this video, we are going to learn how is that we use vectors to solve problems. We know that displacement is a vector because we require both direction and magnitude to specify displacement completely. For example, a man travels 3 meters tells us no information about his final position unless we also know in which direction he has traveled. 3 meters in this direction is different from 3 meters in this direction, which is different from 3 meters in this direction, and so on. We can represent a vector using pen and paper by an arrow. The direction of the arrow represents the direction of vector. The length of the arrow can be used to represent the magnitude by drawing it at a suitable scale. For example, the displacement of a particle is 3 meters can be represented by a r1 vector, and a displacement of 5 meters can be represented by another arrow which is of greater length drawn to proper scale, and in this case definitely r1 vector is not equal to r2 vector. Why? Because even though the directions are same as the arrows point in same direction, but the magnitudes are different, which are represented by the length of the arrows. Similarly, a force of 4 Newton acting in this direction is represented by F1 vector, and a force of 6 Newton acting in the same direction is represented by an arrow which is of greater length. Definitely F1 vector is not equal to F2 vector. Why? Because they have different magnitudes. The velocity of a car in this direction is, let us say, 2 meters per second. This is a vector quantity whose magnitude is equal to 2 meters per second. And another car is moving with a velocity of 2 meters per second in this direction. Again, v1 is not equal to v2 vector. Why? Because even though the magnitudes are same, but the directions are different. Similarly, momentum of a particle is 5 kg per meter second in this direction is represented by p1 vector, and another particle which is moving in opposite direction, the momentum has same magnitude equal to 5 kg meter per second. But again, p1 is not equal to p2 vector. Why? Because even though the magnitudes are same, the directions are different. Thus we represent both magnitude and direction using arrows. We can represent displacement vector by an arrow pointing in direction of vector and drawn to a suitable scale. For example, a displacement of 3 meters can be represented by an arrow pointed in direction of displacement and drawn to a suitable scale. For example, 3 meter displacement can be represented by an arrow of 3 centimeters. Now, we go back to the problem we have discussed so far. A man travels a distance a meter along AB, and then he travels a distance b meter along BC. Now AB is a vector. Why? Because it has a magnitude A, it has a direction. BC is also a vector. Why? Because it has a magnitude B and it has a direction. We can represent the displacement vector AB by A vector, and we can represent the displacement vector BC by B vector. Thus A vector and B vector are vectors because they have magnitude as well as direction. We represent a vector quantity by a variable with an arrow over it. Variable could be A, B, C, D, etc. and the arrow represents that it is a vector quantity. So the problem is, a man has traveled a vector and then he has traveled B vector. We know the magnitude, we know the direction. If the man would have traveled from A to C straight, from A to C, if he would have traveled straight, he would have got same final position as he has got first traveling A and then B. What does it mean? It means that instead of traveling along this direction from A to B and then B to C, if he would have traveled straight from A to C, he would have got the same position as he is now. We can say A vector and B vector is same as C vector. Why? Because either if he would have traveled C vector, he would have got to the same position, or if in case he would have traveled A vector and then B vector, he would have got to the same position. In vector notation, I can say C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. Remember, C is also a vector, a different vector as compared to A vector and B vector. Why? Because the magnitude of C is different. Even the direction of C is different from the direction of A and B. C is also a vector. It has its own magnitude. It has its own direction. Remember, the plus sign here is not algebraic summation. It tells us vector addition of A vector and B vector. Similarly, the equal to sign here means equivalent to. We can say A vector and B vector are equivalent to C vector. Why? Because the man will get to the same position if in case he would have traveled C vector alone. So C vector is equivalent to A vector and B vector. We represent the magnitude of a vector by modulus over the vector. So this represents the magnitude of the vector alone, not the direction. Thus, A vector mod is the magnitude of A vector, B vector modulus is the magnitude of B vector, and C vector modulus is the magnitude of C vector. In vector form, I can write C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector, but it does not imply magnitude of C is equal to magnitude of A plus magnitude of B, because we know in triangle this side length plus this side length will not be equal to the third side of the triangle. Instead, C vector magnitude will be equal to, we have found it, A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta under root. And C vector also has its own direction. The direction of C can be represented by the angle phi it makes with the vector A, and this phi we know will be equal to tan phi is equal to B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta, where theta is the angle between A vector and B vector. For example, if a man would have traveled 4 meters along the x-axis and then 4 meters at an angle 60 degree with the x-axis, how far he is from the starting point? We know that AC, this side, will be equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Cos theta will be equal to 1 by 2. Sum of this will be equal to 4 root 3. And this man final position will make an angle phi, and this phi can be found out. Tan phi is equal to B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta will be equal to 1 by root 3, and phi will be equal to 30 degree. This problem we have done earlier. We know this formulas. Now let us see how is that we are going to represent the same problem in vector notation. How we will represent this in vector notation? Let A vector is equal to 4 meter displacement in x direction. B vector is equal to 4 meter displacement at an angle 60 degree to the x-axis. So this is the A vector, this is the B vector. Both are vectors, both have magnitude and direction. Then A vector plus B vector is the third side of the triangle formed by joining the tail of B and the head of A vector. This is the A vector's head and this is the B vector's tail. We join them. The sum of these two vectors is the third side of the triangle. C vector therefore becomes equal to A vector plus B vector. C vector has a magnitude of 4 root 3. We have found it out. And C vector makes an angle 30 degree with the x-axis. In vector notation, we can simply say C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. This is how we are going to add vectors, any two vectors. So we have learned a vector has both magnitude as well as direction. Two parallel vectors of same magnitude are equal to each other. For example, F1 vector is 4 Newton acting in this direction and F2 vector is 4 Newton acting in the same direction. I say that F1 is equal to F2 vector. Why? Because in this case the magnitude is same and even the direction is same. We can say F1 vector will be equal to F2 vector. Similarly, two parallel vectors of same magnitude will represent same magnitude and same direction. So B vector will be equal to B vector, A vector will be equal to A vector. Thus we can conclude that shifting a vector in space without changing its direction and magnitude causes no change in vector. It remains the same vector. Even let us say if this vector will remain same if in case I have shifted the vector from this point to this point. Why? Because I have not changed its magnitude, I have not changed its direction. It still represents the same magnitude and same direction. This property will be used while we try to add different vectors. So if we have to add two vectors A and B, this is the A vector and this is the B vector, what we can do is we shift the tail of one and place it on the head of another vector. What we do is we take, let us say, the tail of B and shift this vector to the head of A vector. We know that doing this we are not changing the B vector. Now the third side of the triangle will represent A vector plus B vector. We could have also taken the tail of A and kept on the head of B, as we have done here. The tail of A is kept on the head of B, and this vector, the third side of the triangle, will represent B vector plus A vector, let us say, is equal to C dash vector. The third side of the triangle will represent C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. So in the first case we have moved the tail of B over the head of A and we get this vector C vector. C vector is equal to A vector plus B vector. In the second case we have taken the tail of A and shifted it on the head of B and we have got this vector C dash vector, which is equal to B vector plus A vector. Question is C vector equal to C dash vector, or is A plus B equal to B plus A vector? The answer is yes, it is so. And it is very easy for us to prove. C and C dash represent the same magnitude and direction. Therefore, C vector will be equal to C dash vector, and therefore A vector plus B vector will be equal to B vector plus A vector. The proof is very simple. These are the two vectors we want to add. What we do, we draw a vector parallel to B of same magnitude, thus it is also B vector. We draw a vector parallel to A of same magnitude, and thus this is also A vector, and we get this parallelogram. In this parallelogram, this side will represent A vector plus B vector Why? Because first we have traveled A, then we have traveled B, and this third side will represent A vector plus B vector. And if we travel first B and then A, this is what we get, B vector plus A vector. And A vector plus B vector represents the same vector as B vector plus A vector, and thus C vector will be equal to C dash vector.